Hey, this is Chaden. We're going to make a short video in Davinci Resolve. So the first screen that'll pull up will be all your projects. We're going to go to New Project. Okay, next we're going to import all your film. So this is just changing your timeline to the settings with your film that you took. So you can see up here, you can scroll through each of them to see which parts you want to take. For this, we're going to just drop all of them down into here. So down here we have your media over here, and then this is the general order of what most people edit their videos in. So this is a quick cut tab, and if you want to, you can skip straight to edit, and this is more like what most people are used to with other softwares. But if you want to make quick cuts, you can do it here. So you have your timeline down here, and then up here you have the whole view of your timeline, so it's easier to scrub through all the videos. I'm just going to edit this quick and change the order of them and cut them down to shorter sizes. So I already know that I don't want audio for any of these clips, so I'll go over to this next tab and zoom out here. It's going to be more of a B-roll type. So we'll select all of our clips, and these are linked together, so when you move them together we have video here and your audio track here. These are linked together, so you're going to want to right click, click link clips, and that should go away. There we go. So now your audio is separated from your video. We can go and then delete all the audio. Now I'll go back and finish cutting the basics of each video. One of the most helpful things about moving from other software to Resolve is they actually give you the keyboard shortcuts. If you go up to Resolve up here, keyboard customization, then you can customize each key, or you can hit this drop down, and if you're used to using Final Cut, you can just choose this and it will change all your keyboard shortcuts to what you're used to editing with. So right here I want to cut this, trim this. We have a split clips right here, or I have a shortcut that's the same as Premiere that I'm used to. If I hit C, I can get a blade tool here, cut that, V select, go back over here so you can see it. So now this is split right here. We can just select this clip, hit delete, and that goes away and moves it back to the front automatically. So I know this is going to be a B-roll type segment, so I want to slow all this footage down. Right now it's in 60 frames per second, so we want to select all of our clips, right click, and go to change clip speed. And if you're shooting in 60 frames per second, you can go down to about 40%. And that should still give you a slow motion while not being choppy, because we never want choppy slow motion. Also, if you're noticing your playback looks really choppy, you can see up here, green means it's keeping up. Once it hits red, it'll start dropping frame rate. So what we can do, we can go to playback, proxy mode, and we can drop down half or quarter resolution. So I'm editing on a MacBook Air that's about 3 or 4 years old, and I'm screen recording at the same time, so you might be able to hear my fans blowing like an airplane taking off right now. So I'm going to keep that at a quarter resolution. So I want this to fade to black at the end of the video, so I'll select right about this point. You can go over here, you can change this panel. We have mixer, metadata, and inspector. Inspector, I want to have that open, change my video. I'm just going to do this by opacity, so I'll put a keyframe right there, then go to the end of the video, drop this down to 0. We can also open this up, this video, by this button right here. You can move keyframes, do a little bit more with the curves of your keyframes. So we have that opacity fading to black on the end of the video. We also want the music to pan down at the same rate, maybe a little more over here. So we can do clip volume, keyframe here, move it to the end. Want that volume to drop out. And then this can be cut right here. Take the rest of the song out. Now that cut too quick, so I'm going to want to add another keyframe. Okay, so this is a really simple edit. We only have one layer, but you can add more video and audio layers. You can do some audio design and add sound effects in here. For this purpose, I think it looks okay. So next we have the Fusion tab. This is Resolve's version of After Effects. So we have media in, this is your input video. You can add effects right here, so we add a blur. You add this in between, put all your effects, so everything from your media is going into these effects. You can add a bunch of panels up here, and then it all goes to the out, what you're seeing over here. We're not going to do any effects, but just know it's right here. Next we have color correction. Resolve was first known for their color correction, and now they're doing the full video software editing. Most of the time I just use these color wheels over here. So most of the time I have my clips open right here, so I can see each clip and I can match my color. So we have lift, gamma, and gain. This basically means the lows, middle, and highs. So we have our scopes out. We want to adjust our lift. My computer's really falling behind now, but all these these lines shouldn't be here, so we're looking at just these white marks right here. You can kind of see where it stops. You want that to stop right at 0. So we're going to adjust our shadows down to right where it hits 0. Once you get below 0, that's where you start losing detail in your blacks. And gain, we want to bring down a little bit. It's a little too bright. Okay, so we can also open nodes, and we will add a node. So this one can be our color correction. We can go back and forth between these two panels first. We're just going to color correct it so our colors are the correct color before we do a color grade and have your distinct look. Right away, this looks a little too warm, so I'm going to bring the temperature down. We can see with this button before and after. Next, I'm going to do, a lot of people use the orange and teal color grade. So we're going to go over to this second part, color correction. And do our darks over by the teal. Our mids towards the orange. So if you have multiple clips that you want the same color grade that you just did, we can just Command C, Command V on those clips. Okay, so now I have all of my color correcting done, and I've matched the highs and the lows and make sure nothing is peaking or dropping out, not losing any color. Now that color correcting is done, if I had a bunch of audio, I would mix it here and add effects to it. You can change voices and EQs over here, have dynamics and pan. There's a lot, they're adding a lot to the audio on this. So watch my video, I'm done editing, so this is the Deliver tab. They have presets if you want to go to YouTube, and you can change resolution over here. We're going to change the title here. Choose my location. And I can go through and change each setting on a quick time. If you're doing a larger project and you want a better resolution, you want to do Apple ProRes 422 high quality, but it takes a lot longer to render, and you change the resolution to 4K if you're doing YouTube. YouTube has an algorithm where if you don't have like thousands of people watching your videos, it will actually downgrade your quality to a compressed file, and you'll see a lot of pixelation and your colors don't look as great. So if you upload, you can upscale. Nothing was 4K. This was all 1080 XAVC files. So if you upscale it in 4K, it will automatically go to that normal higher quality processing for YouTube. If you aren't getting like millions of views. That's how I force my videos to not be compressed and look pixelated and lower quality. For this, we're just going to do H.264 in 1080 HD frame rate. Keep that the same. Usually I will do, if there's slow motion, I will have my timeline all 24 frames to make it more like a cinematic look. And then you can drop your 60 frame per second video into your 24 frame timeline and change the clip attributes to make it a 24, but it's not really 24, but that will slow it down and keep it without getting too choppy. You have advanced settings, you don't really need to touch any of this. Subtitles, don't need to do. If you want to make your audio a little better, you can increase this bit depth, and there's more stuff about having higher quality you can look up on YouTube. So now we have all of our settings. We're going to hit add to render queue. This will go over here. You have your render queue and all of your jobs. We can click start render. Okay, so a quick review of the workflow. We import our media, made quick cuts here, trim down all your clips. This is the main editing. You can do more editing over here. Adjusted some time, added music, did some opacity. Didn't do much with this, but this is where all of your effects are. And then we color corrected this clip, and for time's sake, just copied this color correction and grade all the way to the end. This is where we could have adjusted our audio. We brought down channel 1 to make sure it wasn't peaking in our mains. And then go over our file settings and completed the render. So here is our finished video.